The message arrived at 2:11 in the morning. Daniel would remember that exact time for the rest of his life, because it was the moment when everything he believed about coincidence, memory, and fate quietly began to collapse. He was sitting alone in his small apartment, the pale glow of his laptop lighting the dim room. Outside, the city was silent except for the occasional hum of distant traffic. Rain tapped softly against the window like restless fingers. Daniel had been editing a video for his YouTube channel, something he had started 2 years earlier with a strange mixture of hope and loneliness. The channel wasn't big, a few thousand subscribers, mostly people who liked emotional storytelling and reflective videos about life. It had become his way of speaking to the world without actually having to face anyone. He paused the video and leaned back in his chair. His phone vibrated. At first he ignored it. Messages at that hour usually meant spam or some automated notification. The phone vibrated again. He sighed, picked it up, and looked at the screen. A message from an unknown number. There was no text, just a link. Daniel frowned. He stared at the link for a moment. Something about it made him uneasy, though he couldn't explain why. Maybe it was the timing. Maybe it was the fact that no one ever sent him random links at 2 in the morning. For a minute he considered ignoring it. But curiosity has a quiet power that often defeats common sense. He tapped the link. The video opened. It had no title, no description. The channel name was simply Archive. The video had 0 views. Daniel blinked. That was strange. Even private videos sometimes had at least 1 view from the uploader. He pressed play. The screen showed a quiet street. Daniel immediately felt a chill crawl across his spine, because he recognized it. It was his street. The camera angle looked as if someone was standing across the road, filming the front of his apartment building. Rain was falling, just like it was now. The timestamp on the video read 2:03 a.m., 8 minutes earlier. Daniel leaned closer to the screen. What the hell? The video continued. Nothing happened for a few seconds. Then the apartment door opened, and Daniel walked out. He froze. On the screen, he saw himself wearing the same grey hoodie he had on earlier that night when he had taken out the trash. The video followed him as he walked to the dumpster and threw away a black garbage bag. The footage ended with him going back inside. The video stopped. Daniel stared at the screen. His heart began beating harder. Someone had recorded him, recently, very recently, and somehow uploaded it instantly. He quickly looked at the channel page. Only 1 video. No profile picture. No subscribers. Nothing. His phone vibrated again. Another message from the same unknown number. Another link. HTTPS and YouTube 9SH6FEO2K1P. Daniel's throat felt dry. Slowly he opened it. The second video began immediately. This one showed the inside of a cafe. A familiar cafe. The one he had visited 3 days ago. The camera angle was from behind him. He saw himself sitting at a corner table, staring at his laptop, drinking coffee. But then the video zoomed slightly, and the audio became clearer. Daniel heard his own voice. "I miss her," he had said quietly. He felt a sudden tightness in his chest. The memory rushed back. He had been talking to his friend Mark that day. Talking about Emma, the woman he had loved. The woman who had died 6 months ago. The video ended. Daniel pushed his chair back slightly. Someone had been recording him. Not just tonight, for days, maybe longer. His phone vibrated again. Another link. His hands felt cold now. He didn't want to open it. But he knew he would. Curiosity again. The third video began. This time the footage was older. The setting was a hospital hallway. Daniel felt his breath catch. Emma was lying on a hospital bed, her face pale, machines softly beeping around her. Daniel sat beside her, holding her hand. The camera angle was from across the hallway, as if someone had secretly recorded the moment. Emma turned weakly toward him. "Promise me something," she whispered. Daniel in the video looked broken. "Anything. Don't stop living after I'm gone." Daniel lowered his head. Tears slid down his real face now as he watched. "I don't know how," he had said. Emma smiled faintly. "You'll figure it out." The video froze on that moment. Then it ended. Daniel wiped his eyes. His heart was pounding. Who was doing this? How did they have these recordings? Why send them to him? Another vibration, another link. This one had a title. Tomorrow. Daniel hesitated. For the first time, he felt genuine fear, but he clicked it anyway. The video opened. It showed a road. A familiar road. The one leading to the bridge near his apartment. The timestamp read tomorrow 3:17 p.m. The camera angle showed a car approaching the intersection. Daniel's car! His chest tightened. The car entered the intersection. Then a truck ran a red light. The crash happened violently. Metal twisting. Glass shattering. The screen cut to black. Daniel's heart felt like it had stopped. No. He replayed the video. Same result. The crash looked real. Terrifyingly real. His phone vibrated again. A message this time, not a link. Just text. You can change it. Daniel stared. His fingers trembled as he typed. Who are you? The reply came instantly. Someone who watched too late. Daniel felt confusion and dread mixing together. What does that mean? Several seconds passed. Then another message appeared. I watched my life the same way, but I didn't listen. Daniel swallowed. You're saying this is my future? Yes. Cold silence filled the apartment. Daniel looked again at the video of the crash. The time. 3:17 p.m. tomorrow. He typed again. Why are you helping me? The reply took longer this time. Because someone once tried to help me? But I thought it was a joke. Daniel leaned back slowly. His mind was racing. Whoever this person was, they seemed to know everything about his life. Even Emma, even the hospital. Another message arrived. Do you remember what she asked you? Daniel closed his eyes. Emma's voice echoed in his mind. Don't stop living after I'm gone. His chest tightened. Yes, he typed. Then listen. Tomorrow don't drive. Daniel stared at the words. Simple. Direct. He looked again at the crash video. If it was fake, someone had put enormous effort into it. If it was real, his phone buzzed one last time. This will be my last message. Why? Because after you change it, I won't exist. Daniel frowned. That doesn't make sense. The reply came slowly. I am you. 40 years from now. Daniel felt a wave of disbelief. But the next message made his heart stop. Check the old scar on your left wrist. The one from when you fell off your bike at 9. Daniel's breath caught. He looked down. The faint scar was still there. Something he had never mentioned publicly. Something almost no one remembered. The final message appeared. Please live the life I wasted. The number went offline. Daniel sat frozen in the quiet room. Rain continued tapping on the window. For the first time in months, something stirred inside him. Not grief, not numbness. Hope. The next day arrived. That's 2 p.m. Daniel stood near the window, holding his car keys. His heart pounded. Part of him still thought it was impossible. A trick. A strange coincidence. But the memory of the videos haunted him. 3:12 p.m. He placed the keys on the table. He wasn't going to drive. Instead, he decided to walk to the cafe. The same one from the video. The afternoon sun broke through the clouds as he stepped outside. The air smelled fresh after the rain. At exactly 3:17 p.m., as he reached the corner near the cafe, he heard a violent crash echo from the intersection down the road. Daniel froze. People started shouting. Cars honking. He slowly turned his head. In the distance, he saw the wreckage. 2 cars crushed together. One of them was the same model as his. His stomach twisted. If he had driven, he would have been there. He stood silently for a long moment. Then he sat down at the cafe table. The same corner seat from the video. But this time, he didn't feel the same emptiness. Instead, he opened his laptop and began writing a new video script. A story about grief, about second chances, about listening to the quiet warnings life sometimes sends. Hours later, he uploaded the video. As he watched the view counter slowly climb, Daniel whispered softly to the empty room, "Thank you." Somewhere in the vast unknown space between time and memory, a lonely old man who had spent decades wishing he had another chance quietly faded away. And for the first time in 40 years, he felt peace.